The Denver Foundation's been involved in inclusiveness for nearly a decade now, and I sincerely believe that it has made the Denver Foundation a much more effective and efficient organization, but more importantly, it's helped our nonprofit sector to do its work better. I have learned that I come from a position of great privilege. I'm a male, I'm white, I'm born in the United States, and it's been a great learning experience for me to try to understand better how other people have grown up and the challenges that they have faced. The Inclusiveness Project has truly changed my life in profound ways for the better. I think that all three levels of exploration of inclusiveness are important. The sector level for the entire nonprofit sector, the organizational level, and the individual level. This is an ongoing process that will continue throughout my life without question. So for those who are new to the process, I hope that it will give them an exciting initiation and get them started on this journey. For those like me who have been to all three conferences, I have no doubt that it will further enrich and nourish their understanding of these issues and lead them to greater desires to continue this work.
I think what I'm looking forward to most is the opportunity to observe others, really, having the opportunity to engage around the conversation of inclusiveness. I think what's really important to understand about inclusiveness is the fact that it goes beyond diversity. When we think about diversity at the Denver Foundation and within the Inclusiveness Project, we think about the fact that those of us who might be in the room might be of different races or ethnicities or sexual orientations or a variety of different backgrounds that we bring forth to the table, including abilities. But simply having us as a collection of people within the room who remain isolated from each other, although we may be diverse, is not inclusiveness. To us, inclusiveness is how we bring people together to share power, to talk about privilege, to be able to move forward with a common agenda and a sense of understanding of not only where we have been, but where we're going.
As I think about the work of inclusiveness, I can't say enough about how it is going to take every single person doing the work in our community to engage. Now, it may take a champion to light the spark, and it may take a community leader to help support the change in policies. But at the end of the day, this work starts with each one of us, naming our journey, sharing our story, and making a commitment to continuing to move forward. In the work of inclusiveness, the courage it takes to know your point of origination, the courage it takes to recognize your worldview. We are not empty vessels. We are individuals, complex human beings who emerge today from the gathering of all the stories in our life. And so the better we become at recognizing the volumes of stories that have formed us into who we are today, the better we can navigate, the better we can champion, the better that and stronger that spark will be to start the journey and to continue it down the road. I love the African saying, I am because we are because I am. And that saying drives home the value and the importance of each individual as a unique human being, and that it's the collection and the gathering and the accumulation of this uniqueness that forms the collective, that forms the we. I and we happen almost like two sides of a coin, and we can't just focus on the we side. We have to pay as much attention to the I side, the naming of ourselves.
Inclusiveness is for everyone. It's no longer just a moral imperative, it's a business imperative. It's the direction that our workplace is going in, our communities are going in, and whether we want to get on board now or in the future, it's coming.
What I hope people will take away from the conference is that inclusiveness is really a personal journey. It's about building yourself personally and really challenging yourself in your everyday experience to think of ways in which you can include other folks. Oftentimes when people think of diversity, it's really limited to the workplace, but there's so many areas of our lives, whether it's in our faith communities, whether it's our kids' little league games or whatever, where there is somebody who might be feeling isolated, and we have the opportunity. To welcome that person, to make them feel part of the group. So what I really hope people take away is to think of inclusiveness not only as a professional journey, but as a real personal journey, and what we can do on a daily basis to really implement the values of inclusiveness.
I love you.
I'm hoping to change the world, one step at a time. Inclusiveness is a term that we bandy about a lot, but we talk about it in fairly fuzzy, sentimental ways, and don't think of it as a way in which we can bring about changes related to social justice, around ending oppression, around issues of equity and so forth. And so I'm hoping that as a result of being a part of this conference, we can begin to have those conversations or further the conversations that have already begun around how we change the world.
I love it.
You know, I'm excited that we've moved from talking about diversity to looking at ways to actually honor that. But I still have a lot of difficulty with the word inclusion. It still bumps right up against the oppression for me. What it feels like is it's another term used to counter oppression, but it's still within the oppressive mode. Like, we don't need to be included. You know, it's like the world is what it is and we get to be included. That feels oppressive to me. Having said that, though, I think that sometimes we have to have those steps to get where we're going. But it's difficulty for me to think about inclusion in those terms. I like to think about respect for human beings, respect for diversity, basic common courtesies with people. Like, you know, you're in the workplace, you're talking with 2 or 3 people you know, somebody you don't know as well or you're as comfortable with walks up. People tend to keep having their conversation as though this person's not there. You know, common courtesies and respect for differences and acceptance for people. So even though the word inclusion is helping us take a step forward, it still feels a little bit within the oppressive mode to me. So that makes it a little difficult to talk about it.